Hey everyone, EG here with an update. The theme of this video is waiting, because I'm still waiting. Still waiting to get final word that I've got an apartment and when I can move in. And you know the old saying, hurry up and wait. Well, that's what it's been like. And it's really taken its toll on me. I mean, I've been back in the US 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, and most of that has just been constant stress. And I know how much a toll it's taken on me because yesterday I went to the urgent care in town because this cough just was not going away that I had. And I was just kind of worried that maybe it was in my lungs or maybe they could give me something for it to help. You know, I hadn't felt really sick or anything, and I'd, gotten over most of the, the bug I had. But anyway, I went in and my lungs were fine, and he didn't even feel like I needed like an inhaler or anything. He just gave me some cough suppressant, like Phenergan, I guess it is, to help me. So, because he said the more you cough, the more it irritates it, and then it just perpetuates the cycle. So I'm hoping, I did cough less last night, and I actually slept better because it also helps you sleep, the Phenergan. So I just wanted to update you on that. But I did go in. They didn't test me or anything because obviously it's been long. It's been, 2.5 weeks since I got sick. So, but I'm like I said, because the person that I was staying with said she got COVID, that I assumed that I had COVID. And the reason I brought up going to the doctor was not just for the fact that I had to deal with the cough. My blood pressure was elevated. Now, I don't normally have high blood pressure. I normally have, on the lower side of normal blood pressure. And so genetically, it's not normal for me to have high blood pressure. And it didn't really concern me that I had it at the doctor's office because I always kind of have, it's a little higher when I go to the doctor. But I got back and my friend has a blood pressure cuff thing and I used that and it's still elevated. I mean, not dangerously so, but like about 140 over 85. And so that's not good. And I know why I have it, because I've been under chronic, stress. And this is kind of what happens, I guess. And it also could be a result of the illness I had. I don't know. If it continues, I'll kind of monitor it. If it continues, I guess I have to go back up to urgent care and have them put me on something, because I certainly don't want, something bad happening as a result of blood pressure. So anyway, that's part of the whole mess right now. So I'm waiting. Let's go back to the topic for today's video, which is waiting. I don't know how many of you have had to wait for things when it was like really like you need it now, like you need a job now, or you need an apartment now, or you need something now. And it just seems like when you have to wait and wait and wait and you don't really get answers. So let me share with you what happened Monday. I'd hoped to hear Monday that I got the apartment, because he had led me to believe last week that, oh yeah, we should know by the end of the day Monday. Well, I got an email from the company saying I'd passed that I was approved. Well, I thought it meant I was approved, because it said I was approved based on my rental history, background check, credit check, all that. So I thought, oh, okay. So I called the guy up at the place because I haven't been bugging him. I don't want to bug him. And he goes, oh, no, that just means you were approved for that part of it, but it still has to pass compliance. Like he had to send over, his calculations of my income and all that stuff, and it has to go through compliance. So I said, oh. And that was like Monday around like 1 o'clock, around midday. And I said, well, so when will you know about that? And he said, well, oh, probably by tomorrow. Okay, so that was yesterday. So I'm filming this on Wednesday, the day you're seeing this video. And I didn't hear anything yesterday. And I don't want to call him and bug him. He told me he would call me as soon as he knows for sure. So it looks good that I'm getting the apartment, but the problem is it just keeps getting delayed, and I don't know when it's going to be approved. I don't know, when I can move in. And so the uncertainty just going on, now it's Wednesday. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to hear today or not. And I'm just stressed out from waiting. I mean, I'm just stressed out. It's just like, thank gosh my friend has let me stay in his, you can see he has a little studio here. It's kind of like, it's the same kind of apartment I used to have. And he's going and staying at this guy's ranch house to sleep at night. He's not staying here at night, but we're hanging out in the afternoon and stuff. So the thing is I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful. I didn't really want to have to inconvenience him and do this, but I've had to because there was no way I could continue to afford to pay for, a hotel while I'm waiting to get into this. Of course, my concern is if for some reason this doesn't get approved. Now I feel like I've wasted a whole week. It's been a solid week just trying to get into this place. And I know that the delay is because it's a income restricted place, like you can't make more than a certain amount. And I know that's why it takes longer to get approved. Most places, as long as you meet the requirement, like a normal apartment, it should only take, a few days to get in. I hope, so I'm still wondering, like, is this really going to happen or not? I'll be honest with you. I'm very discouraged right now. I'm trying not to be discouraged. I will, of course, let you know what happens either way as soon as I know. If you don't get a community post, it's because I don't know. So anyway, I don't know how well you guys handle waiting, but waiting for something like big like this is really hard. It reminds me of other times in my life I had to wait for something and it seemed like it took forever. I remember when I got out of college, I had worked as an assistant manager at a movie theater, which I loved the job. And the manager was just this wonderful guy. He and his wife were just the loveliest people. And he was going to be leaving the theater, and he did recommend me to be the manager of that theater, which would have been such a great job after I got out of college. And I had to wait for, I don't remember, it seemed like forever. I had to wait to get the news on what they're just, and he recommended me, which you think would have counted for a lot, but they decided their decision, and I knew he told me afterwards why they decided the way they did, but the management, who were in another state or whatever, decided that they didn't think a woman could run a movie theater. Of course, this was back in 1976. So, but that's why I didn't get the job. But it seemed like it took forever to find out either way. And my whole life was dependent on it because I was, just about to graduate from college. I needed to know what I was going to do. It's that same kind of feeling. Only now it just is intensified because I'm older. I'm old and I need a roof over my head. I need a place to live. It's just, if I didn't get that job back then, but I was also 21 years old and I was able to go out and get another job within, a week. So it wasn't the end of the world. Anyway, yeah, the idea of waiting is heavy on my mind right now. And so I wanted to update you about that. Also, I forgot to include this in my last video, but I was so worried about that car rental. I had rented a car and I had it for like 6 days, I guess. And that weird thing had popped kind of up on the side of this like side fender thing. And it freaked me out. Of course, freaked out my friend too. We thought, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? I'm going to have to pay for that. I'm going to lose my deposit. Because I had coverage, but I didn't have the full coverage. I had like coverage if somebody hit me or something like that. We take it back, I guess it was last week on Thursday, back to Reno. And the place, it was, I'll say that it was Enterprise Car Rental, and they couldn't have been nicer about it. I called the day before to let them know about it, too. I did not just surprise them with it. But I took the car back in. The young lady at the counter was so nice. I said, you know, I called about this. I don't know what happened to it. Nobody hit me. I didn't hit anything. I don't understand why this little panel popped out. Well, she goes out to inspect the car. I'm sweating bullets standing there in the place. She comes back in and she goes, oh, it's no problem. She goes, you know, it's weird. That happens to a lot of our cars. I'm like, what? That was so strange. Like, what are they building? These are all newer cars. And I'm thinking, what are they building cars out of nowadays? That these parts just pop up. Like, so anyway, she wasn't at all concerned. And it was a nothing burger, basically. I got my deposit back and everything. And I'm thinking, that's just so odd, though. Like, it's just odd that those things are happening. So anyway, I didn't share that on the video, but yeah, big relief about that. But, you know, I worried about that for 2 days. Sure, my blood pressure was high then, too. So, yeah, I got to get calm. I got to get calm. This is not working. But I might as well just pile on here and just say a couple more things before I sign off for today. First of all, I got very disturbed by a comment. And I've actually gotten, I think, a couple of emails about it as well. That apparently some trolls are out there and they are saying mean things to my viewers. In other words, viewers that comment. These people go in and then comment on their comment, which is like a reply. And it had been brought to my attention. I didn't really see any of it because when I get your comments, the replies don't automatically pop up. So I have to actually go in and check everything if I wanted to check every reply to every comment that had been made. Well, that's really difficult to do because, first of all, it's hard for me to go in and even look at all the comments sometimes. I'm always behind on them at this point. I got a lot going on right now. You know, I try to keep up with it within a few days, but, you know, I don't see all of this. And it's not that I'm doubting that it's happening. I'm not doubting that at all. The trolls are vicious. They come after me all the time. But I have a channel. It goes with the territory. I know I'm going to have trolls. I know I'm going to have to deal with it. That's just the way it is. I am disturbed that it's happening to viewers. But here's the thing. I'm glad that people brought it to my attention. But what I'm not happy about is then I had a viewer that attacked me personally because I wasn't on top of all the trolls. Now, I can't be on top of all the trolls all the time. I do it when I do a live stream, which has been very frustrating. That's why you're not seeing a live stream right now, because it's hard for me to do that and stay on top of that. But I had a viewer criticize me because I apparently couldn't make this a safe space. Okay, this is YouTube. This is the internet. It is never going to be a totally safe space. If you want a safe space, then go over to the Patreon page, because that's a safe space, because I can totally control who gets on that. I can't control YouTube, everyone. Please. So I got really upset because this crossed over into a personal attack on me. And I just want to say to you, and this is just common sense, I have a channel. I have set myself up for trolls. If you're a viewer and you're going to comment and you're getting trolls, then don't comment. It's fine. You don't have to comment. I don't require that you comment. If you don't want to be harassed by people, don't comment. It's just as simple as that. So, anyway. Thank you all for watching. I'm hoping the next video I do will be to tell you about the apartment, but say a prayer, cross your fingers, whatever. I certainly am trying to not have my head explode right now. So thank you all. For all of you that are wonderful viewers, which is the majority of you who are not harassing me, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. And just realize how much stress I'm under right now, please. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. Keep moving forward. Bye.